Hello, I'm Mark Beachy with the Maryland Theater Guide, and today I'm broadcasting to you from the Arena Stage, where they are holding a costume-inspired flower competition. Now on display through December the 2nd only, the costume-inspired floral contest called Isn't She Loverly? Design in Bloom features 15 florists bringing in arrangements that they have designed based on signature leading lady costumes from past Arena Stage productions.
So this is called Isn't She Loverly? Design in Bloom, and it's a special engagement that we have at Arena Stage that is inspired by our production of My Fair Lady and the leading ladies in past Arena Stage productions. And Joe was actually the brilliant brainchild behind the idea. He saw this beautiful exhibit in a museum in Norfolk that had different floral arrangements throughout it, and so we decided, because of My Fair Lady and spiritual Cockney flower girl Eliza Doolittle, that this would be a really beautiful way to fill the building with frocks and flowers.
What's all involved in organizing such a nice event?
Well, gathering the florists for sure. The call was put out and we had some of the best florists in town who answered. In addition, choosing the costumes and preparing them. So to have the costumes ready means that each one has to be conserved close up. You have to remember that these clothes go on stage on actors who are moving and dancing and singing, and they take a beating, 8 shows a week for sometimes 8 weeks. So a lot of conservation went into making these clothes display ready. And so for me, it's important that artists influence other artists, and I think that this is a great example of how the design of a costume, the choices of the fabric, the choices of the colors help with the storytelling, and how that could be furthered by another artist.
My play was Crowns, and crowns actually are hats. Ladies who have special hats for weddings, for funerals, for everyday church. And so, of course, with the play called Crowns, I had to create a hat. But then once I started creating my hat, every lady needs a purse. So then I made a purse with flowers, and if you have a hat and a purse, you have to have matching shoes. The shoes, I actually went to Goodwill and found what I thought were 1950 shoes, because this is the style of my dress, and they were black, so I had to paint them green because that was my accent color to all my purples and lavenders. And of course, to make them extra fancy, they had to have red soles. They had to be Louis shoes. So it was just an amazing involvement of creation, so much fun.
I'm Amrita Ramanan, and I'm just passing this around.
I'm Molly Smith, Artistic Director at Arena Stage.
I'm Barbara Harrison. I'm with NBC4 here in Washington, and I anchor the News 4 midday show every day, and I happen to love flowers. So
Great.
Perfect. Great. And ladies, thank you for both being part of our judging panel for this wonderful contest, Isn't She Loverly? Design in Bloom. And I first off just wanted to ask, how hard was it to judge these amazing designs?
Well, I would say that it is nigh on impossible. It was really clear that people had taken this not only seriously, but thoughtfully, creatively. The designs are sumptuous, they're simple. Some of them even have stories as far as set designs included with them in them. I just think it's remarkable. And for me, it shows how creative we are as human beings, and our ability to be able to interpret a dress and interpret the idea of a dress through flowers is gorgeous. And this is going to be a wonderful weekend at Arena.
I absolutely agree. And the difficulty was on a 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest, because they were so beautiful and all of them took a lot of time and inspiration. And I think what we discovered as we talked about them in our judging process is that, you do let the subjective enter in, and yet you want to see that the amount of time and the amount of effort and that each of the designers took to do this, and you want to factor that in as well. But then sometimes the subjective wins over, unfortunately, which we found. So we found, as we talked about them, that we each had our favorites. And the more we discussed them, the more I think it came out that we really appreciated all of them and the work that was done. So it made it very difficult to make a decision.
So, as Barbara says, the beauty of this is that each one of the 3 judges actually came up with a different set of favorites, although there were some that we had where 2 people would have a favorite and 2 people. And so it also showed us, I think, how strong all the designs were, the fact that we could have many favorites within it. I love flowers. I have flowers at my home all the time. I'm not a gardener. But I have a real appreciation for what the artists and craftspeople were doing as far as color and texture, composition, balance, tone, and just kind of the pow or wow factor of each one of them. And what I really wish is that each one of the actresses that wore these dresses, each one of the designers, each one of the writers, and each one of the directors could be here. Our whole costume shop has been here all day coming through, because these are costumes from all the way to 20 years ago. And so they're going through their own walk through memory lane of being reintroduced to all of these characters again, because it's all of their handiwork as well.
Yes, I really like the concept of artists influencing one another, and a costume designer influencing a floral designer, and what that can mean for this. Just one last question, ladies. Thinking about this weekend, because this is the first time we've ever had a contest like this, how do you think audiences will react to coming up to the cafe and seeing this exhibit?
Well, I think they're going to love it. And I would say this is certainly a must-see exhibit, and certainly worth coming down to the arena stage to see it. And I bet everybody will will have their favorites, and it would be interesting to see which ones that you choose. Yes. I can't wait to hear. I know that you've also done an online survey, yes. And that didn't match up with mine, or maybe yours, but anyway, whatever. Everybody will find something here that they like, I'm sure, so it's worth the trip.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is a great time to come down to Arena Stage and see this. It's a beautiful weekend. Get out with your families and come over and take a look.
Thank you for joining us for the costume-inspired floral contest. The judges have been in deliberation for a good hour or so, so they are taking this very seriously. I'm here with Amrita, who's going to make the announcement of the winners.
Hi. So it was an incredibly difficult decision for the judges and a very close contest. And as a result, we do have a tie for the grand prize. So the grand prize goes to Marianne Rubb from Helen Olivia, who designed the beautiful floral display for Mama Nadi's dress from Ruined, and Patty Stimmel from Patty Stimmel Floral Design, who designed the floral design for Velma's dress from Crowns. And in addition to that, we have a first runner-up and a second runner-up. The first runner-up is Lisa Boucard from DBI Events, who designed for Nellie's bathing suit from South Pacific, and Philippa Turrent and Don Huss from Philippa Turrent Custom Florals, who designed the floral design for Aunt Eller's dress for Oklahoma.
Thank you once again. I'm Mark Beachy for the Maryland Theater Guide. Have a theatrical day.